They've got some pretty strict rules too. Yeah. Cross the street, you can do whatever you want.
Bet online is the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports contests and events with first to market odds and lines. Now, find reviews and news for every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. Bet Online continues to be the top online resource for all sports information from live in-game betting props and futures. Head to Bet Online today or use your mobile device to join today and make your first sports bet. Now, use our promo code BLEAV50 to receive your 50%. Welcome your bonus on your first deposit. Now, Bet Online is where the game starts.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of BLEAV in Bills. I am Justice General Rafford. Of course, we got the legend in two games. Mookie Hawkins in the building. What's going on, Mook? How you feeling today, man?
I'm feeling great. It's game day, so the Bills get, a quick chance to get back on the win side after, what transpired in New England on Sunday. So the Bills play tonight, and I know they are very eager to get back on the field.
Yeah, they should be. They took a tough loss, another division loss last week. That makes two on the season. Tough loss to the Patriots. What went wrong in that game, and what do they need to do to prepare better for this week?
Well, again, the Bills offensively struggled with gaining some sort of rhythm. When they don't start out running the ball, when they don't start out establishing the run, they're going to have some struggles because teams know how to play the Bills, for the most part in their passing game. The Bills, still have the struggles with cover two shell or a Tampa 2 style look. That should let them know that they should be running the ball more. So, they got into a funk again. And then, you're turning the ball over the first play of the game is unacceptable. So you're giving a team that doesn't have a rat's ass of a chance of winning so much confidence, and they're playing at home. So you're down 10-0 to a 1-5 team on the road. So you put yourself in a tight situation there that you couldn't really get out of. You got things going in the second half. They got the clicking, and then defense want to have a lapse for the first time in weeks. So, they just got to get back, on the plus side of things. I know they've been dealing with injuries and certain players not playing, not having Ed Oliver definitely showed out there on Sunday. My guess is that, it's questionable for today's game, but you may give it a go. We'll see in the coming hours leading up to the game what will be Ed Oliver's availability. But, again, they have to go back to what made them the week 2, week 3, week 4. They need to get back to that, whatever it is. I know you don't have those players around anymore. Some is due to injury, but you still have to have that scheme, and you still have to do it aggressive on both sides of the ball. The Bills really haven't been playing too much of aggressive football, and it shows in the run column. They're 1-2 right now in the past 3 games because lack of establishing the run game and lack of being aggressive at times. And I think that has to do with having those rookies out there a little bit thinking instead of diagnosing the play and getting to the ball quick in a quickly manner. So got to shit to get off the pot today.
Yeah, last time they played a home primetime game, which they typically thrive in, especially Josh Allen. He has terrific numbers in that particular situation. They had the game against the Giants, and they didn't necessarily play very well. What do they do here tonight to attack this Bucks defense and to cover Mike Evans? We got a secondary that's injured. A lot of adversity that they're going to have to force their way through to get a win tonight.
Yeah, we know they're going to have to be. We know that Tampa Bay is going to be throwing the ball to Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, but the Bills just have to win up front. They got to get back to being who they are. Again, they've been dominating up front. In the past couple of weeks, they haven't been dominating up front. But they still are, relatively keeping Josh clean. It's just that the simulated pressures have, affected Josh a little bit. On the defensive side, yeah, they just got to get back to establishing some dominance up front. Dealing with those injuries. Obviously, the Bills have had a few setbacks, but they got to get back to dominating up front. And hopefully that starts today. If they can dominate the line of scrimmage, then again, Bills is the best as anybody in the NFL when that happens. So they got to get it done today.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at the first couple games of the season, they had great protection in front of Josh, and not only that, but they had a dominant defensive line that was able to get after the quarterback on the other side of the ball. And those are two weaknesses that we've seen in the last 3 weeks over this last, 2.5 losses, almost like the one barely even counts as a win. But the defensive line has looked not great, especially with, uh, Leonard Floyd was hurt. Gregor Rousseau is hurt for a little bit. Ed Oliver is injured now. Quan Jones is hurt. Of course, you lose, Matt Milano. It's a very, very volatile situation right now for the defense. But that's where you kind of expect your, superstar quarterback, superstar wide receiver in this offense that's supposed to be the best in the league to kind of step up. Do you foresee them being able to step up tonight and going back to being the juggernaut that we all thought they were, hoped they were?
I think so. It's been a question. Josh mentioned in the presser on Wednesday about him having low positive, mindset or whatever the case. And I get that because, as a quarterback, there's so many things that's going on in your mind even before the ball gets snapped. So he has to have some sort of mindset. And if that's helping him, channel all the distractions, and if that's helping him focus on, him making the right decision out there on the field, and so be it. He hasn't, guessed wrong too many times this season. But whatever helps him as a quarterback, I'm all for it. But just run the ball. Let James Cook cook. We saw that last week. We saw it the week before in the second half of the Giants game. You gotta get him going. You get James Cook going, it opens up everything in this offense. And I hope Coach Dorsey establish that right off the rip. Get James Cook going. I mentioned that to Coach McDermott. Was 13 carries enough for James? And he said no, it's not. He needs to have more. So hopefully we'll see more touches for James Cook, whether it's him catching the ball or him running the ball, more outside zone stretch plays, toss sweeps, things of that nature. Pound Latavius Murray between the tackles and up the middle. Let James Cook cook on the outside, running stretch plays off tackles, sweeps, get the ball in open space with James Cook. For the first time, they moved him out the receiver and threw a screen. He got 10 yards and never went back to that play. So hopefully, they saw that on tape. They addressed that, they attacked that, and once this team shows balance, they're virtually unbeatable. Hopefully, the Bills get back to that recipe this week. Go with the week 2, 3, 4 playbook, and Bills will have a big win today.
Yeah, absolutely. There has been a lack of balance in this offense for really the past half decade, to be fair. But Dorsey hasn't necessarily fixed that problem, not consistently, at least. There has been a lot of great runs. Uh, James Cook is well on his way to 1,000 yards rushing this season. And I just feel like they did the same issue that we had with Devin Singletary. They don't give their RB1 enough touches.
Mm.
And I think that is something that is gonna have to be fixed at some point because we can't just keep, making the same mistake over and over again. Now, a very volatile situation that has been prominent in the Bills community specifically has been the employment of our current offensive coordinator. Now, I highly doubt that they're going to fire him or anything like that, especially, anytime soon. But is that a concern from your experience being at one Bill Jaguars?
I don't think it's a concern yet, but it's definitely that's something that's trending. It's definitely something that's noticeable. So yeah, Coach Dorsey has to fix the problem, whatever it is. And your offense has been able to not establish any type of rhythm in 3 weeks, going on a month. Why is that? It's his job to get the offense in a rhythm. Being a play caller. So all that falls on Coach Dorsey, and if those problems continue, I mean, where can you point the finger at? Can you point it at Josh? Can you point it at Stephon Diggs? Can you point it at the line? Can you point it at James Cook? You really can't point it at the players, So it all resides on Ken Dorsey, and here it is, Thursday night football where Josh is undefeated, and if these guys continue to have this type of struggles, then I'm not sure what Coach McDermott is going to do. I mean, he expressed his confidence in Coach Dorsey, the past couple of weeks. So I don't know if he gets to deter him from that. If things continually stay the same, and how does he alter away from that, or how do they find some solutions to get this offense going if Coach Dorsey is unable to, get the offense going? So, a lot of telltales tonight, and I think the Bills get back on track though.
Yeah, I do too. I have that same feeling that they're going to go back and probably blow out the Bucks. Hopefully, that would be nice. Um, but I do have a feeling that's going to happen. That they're going to go back to looking like one of the best teams in the AFC. Um, but it needs to happen first. You take a look at what the Bucks have to offer. They're coming into Buffalo. It's a short week. What are you expecting from the Bills tonight as far as execution? Like, do you foresee them, having a game plan that is conducive to, winning a tough game, a close game, or is this a game where they should kind of, be able to rest their starters in the fourth quarter and, you know, get back to that point that, we've seen in the past?
It depends. It depends how the Bills start out. If they start out in shotgun, I'm not gonna like that. I'm gonna let you know that right now. I'm not gonna like that. Even if they do run the ball out of shotgun, I'm not gonna like that. Get under center and run the football. If they don't, establish any type of run game, and even with Josh, you have to run Josh. I get it, scaling his design plays back, but just to completely take away an element that is a part of his game, it shows too. When you really look at the dynamic of Josh averages just about 50 yards a game, right? So let's say 50 yards, that's equivalent probably to 3 first downs. Where has the Bills replaced that, within their offense? Taking that away from Josh. Where have they replaced those 50 yards? Where have they replaced those 3 to 4 extra first downs that Josh gets every week just by running with his legs? So they haven't replaced that. You got to let Josh get back to being Josh too. Unneuter the guy. All right, take the handcuffs off the guy and let Josh be Josh. Okay, I understand. They have conscience of him, being injured or whatever the case may be. But if you're going to take a dual threat quarterback and make him a pocket passer, then yeah, you're going to have him sitting in dangerous eyes by just sitting in the pocket. Um, let Josh be Josh. Run the football with James Cook, and that would keep Tampa Bay off balance with balance. But if you start off trying to pass the ball all around the yard, let's keep in mind, head coach and defensive coordinator Todd Bowles is not going to allow you to do that. So the Bills need to establish some sort of run, to get things going, to keep Tampa Bay off balance with balance. And you'll see a much more better and effective Bills team if they go that route. But if they choose to, be in their own way and think that, what we done against Miami works against everybody else, the past 3 weeks, we see that has not happened. And if they continue to go that route, then yeah, it's going to be a lot of questions surrounding, offensive coordinator and, this offense's production.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's huge. It's how we start, right? You take a look at when they start fast, Josh could go 80% for 5 touchdowns and 4 complete passes, right? But then if they start off slow, like for instance with the Gabe Davis, fumble or a
Mhm.
couple of drop passes and being shorter the sticks on our own side of the field, and now we have to punt it away. It seems that when we start off slow, we're not really able to get out of the rhythm, to
Mhm.
get back into the rhythm, excuse me. But when we start off fast, it seems like the game plan works and I don't really know why our coaches have such a hard time with like the adjustments. Um, but something's got to give at this point. We cannot, be going into the fourth quarter with 10 points or going into the third quarter, still being scoreless. We can't continue to see that type of offense. And a lot of people blame the defense last week for, being drove on in a 2-minute drill by Mac Jones. I understand that. But at the same time, to me, it's like you're missing four of their best players. Von Miller is still, we'll see. He's going
Yeah,
to
but you
come back
still got to
from
get
the
them off the
ACL.
field right there. You let them drive
I
75
agree.
yards. That's inexcusable. I don't care
I
who's out there.
absolutely agree. However, I will say that it was very unfair for them, for their offense, to put them in that predicament in the first place, because there should have been never a situation where, it's 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter and we need 14 points to win the game. To me, that was inexcusable.
That's just the happens of the game. The offense got going. They finally scored. They got the lead. The defense, we just need you to get one damn stop. Just get one stop. I don't know what that was on that screen play where Ramondre Stevenson can catch a screen pass out of the damn backfield and scamper for 40 goddamn yards. That's unacceptable. What defense were we in there? Why we not rallying into the ball? Why are we not making the tackle there? That's inexcusable from the defensive side. I can't blame the offense or whatever the offense went through for the defense allowing Mac Jones to go 75 damn yards. Now they could have stopped him when he got the big play and forced the field goal and got overtime, but they didn't. All right, so that's the problem that I have with the defense. They still could have held them to a field goal, and the Bills could have had opportunity in overtime. Who knows? But the defense didn't allow that opportunity because they let Mac Jones and them score. So that's totally on the defense in that situation. You allow 1-5 team to go 75 yards to beat you. All right. Yeah, the offense did have its struggles. The offense need to get back to again weeks 2, 3, and 4. Josh Allen completion percentage was at 78%. He threw 8 touchdowns and 1 interception when the Bills had a 3-game winning streak. The past 3 games, Josh is 66%. 6 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and they barely ran the ball. During that 3-game winning streak, they ran the ball 75 times combined. And that's not with Josh Allen running the ball. In these last 3 games, combined as a running back group, 45 times. So that's 30 less carries that the Bills have been focusing on these past 3 games. And you see a decrease in not only in this offense, you see a decrease in your quarterback's game too. So that should be telling you we should be running the ball a little bit more. Running the ball, getting under center. That way you'll have a more efficient and effective offense and you have better quarterback play.
Yeah, I was looking at the stats before, and it did look like, for the games we won versus the game we lost, it was a significant difference in, the amount of rushing yards. And I respect that take as far as the defense can't let that happen. I just put more on the onus of the on I put more of the onus on the offense, because you gotta be able to score points throughout the game, and not be in those close games for stuff like that to happen, especially when your defense is missing your 4 best players. But I do understand you got to be able to make a stop there, at least for a field goal. Touchdown can't happen there. But all right, guys, we'll go ahead and get up out of here. And the Bills play tonight. Short week. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, the Bucks don't suck, so it's gonna be an interesting test to see how the Bills react here. But all right, Coach, you want to go ahead and send us out?
I think the Bills go out there and get the job done today. And the Bills run the ball the way they need to, then the Bills will win big. If, they continue to start out in shotgun, the Bills will win. It'll just be a dogfight. I have the Bills. If they go out and punch them in the mouth, if they go punch them in the mouth, they are going to dominate this game. If they just come out and want to slap them in the face, then it's going to be a dogfight. So I'm going to go on the domination side of things and say Bills just go out there and dominate. They will establish a run. Josh will get some things done with his legs out there today, and hopefully we'll get a glimpse of the Bills playing, being back to normal. So on that note, I'm going to say Bills 33, Tampa Bay 20. Do you believe? Bet Online is the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports contests and events with first to market odds and lines. Now, find reviews and news for every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. Bet Online continues to be the top online resource for all sports information from live in-game betting props and futures. Head to Bet Online today or use your mobile device to join today and make your first sports bet. Now, use our promo code BLEAV50 to receive your 50%. Welcome your bonus on your first deposit. Now, Bet Online is where the game starts.